they have to trade him, right? Like they have to, right? They have got to trade him. There's no way they can't trade him, right? I'm not bugging on this. There's a lot of ums right now. Yeah, that's funny though.
He's misunderstood.
He's not. I'm not giving. I'm not. Okay. I am not letting that shit fly anymore. The whole misunderstood. No, he's not. He's just stupid. He's just stupid. We're not gonna keep doing this. He's just dumb. He's just dumb.
So I heard his teammates said something. I actually didn't catch what they said. Can you fill me in?
I don't even know. I stopped trying to watch that shit. Maybe Reed, can you fill us in? What a teammate? Wait, what teammate?
I know KD said something, but I don't know what he said.
Yeah. So
I thought it was along the lines of like they support him.
No, that's not what KD said. Okay. Right now,
That's why I'm trying to get filled in.
Okay, KD said in particular, he was like, "It's unfortunate." He said this isn't what we obviously had planned or expected, but he does sound like someone who knows Kyrie because he pretty much said, you know, we understand why he's doing it, and you know, what's being mad gonna do. We know that's his decision, and that's what he's gonna do, and you know, all we gotta do is go do our job and, you know, try to play good basketball. Like they pretty much accepted the fact that they think he ain't. Well, I think deep down, KD feels like he's going to come back and say, "I want to play." I think that's what he's alluding to, because he actually liked the tweet of somebody saying, "Yo, for the Nets to win the championship, they need Kyrie," and he was just like, "Facts." Like he knows they need him to win, but he's not going to publicly shame him or not support him. But internally, I got to imagine either he knows it's coming, so he's not mad, or he's fucking hot. But there's only two options. There's no way you're like, oh yeah, you decide just not to play. Cool, I understand. Like I just can't imagine that. But I mean, maybe.
What's crazy is like, and I agree with him. They need Kyrie, but what's even crazier is Harden isn't enough. Like considering all the praise that Harden gets, he's not enough, and everybody knows that. Is that not crazy to you?
No, because I think Harden's a product of analytic basketball. According to people, he's the best. Some people think he is the greatest scorer like ever. He's like top 5. People think that shit. So, you know, analytics are, you know, they're hollow when you realize you don't show up when it counts. You're an inefficient scorer in a lot of cases. You don't play defense. Like, you know, I'm not a Bron guy, but Bron is a different energy than Harden.
Absolutely.
You can say KD's on that ilk. You can say Giannis is on that ilk. You are never going to mistake Harden for that. Ever.
It's still crazy knowing that crazy. Like I have KD, and we saw what KD did by himself with Brown at center. Mm-hmm. He has Harden
playing big man at 6'4". Yeah,
who's Brown? Brother Bruce.
He has Harden, and they're like, nah, this ain't enough. He has Harden. With,
you know what?
Arguably other guys that can actually fill that role too. And
you know what it is too, though, and this is where I'll give Kyrie some. I always give Kyrie praise on this. He's a fucking killer. Like, make no mistake about it. You know, there aren't 3 guys I want before him taking the last shot of the game. Like, he's that guy. Like, I'm picking them obviously over guys that aren't like traditionally great shooters. Like, I'm not picking them. People talk about LeBron being so clutch. No, Kyrie is clutch. Like, I mean, and I think in the playoffs, you always feel like you need that level of guy. And Harden has never shown to be that guy. So I think it's praise for Kyrie. But also, I mean, if you don't have Kyrie on that team with that salary, how many other quality pieces do you have? As far as how many other people could you fit under the cap as far as quality defenders, quality rebounders, energy guys off the bench, right? You stuck your nose in the idea like, yo, You staked your whole future on these three guys are gonna be the guys. Got rid of all your depth, all your youth, all your like utility guys for like these three guys essentially. You need all of them to win because you have no depth at all.
They got Aldridge.
Yeah, you have no depth.
They got Blake.
You have no depth. Yep, and Brown,
Joe.
and Joe, and
They got
Joe,
Patty.
Joe, yeah,
Patty
Joe
Mills
Harris,
cooked
Patty
them boys.
Mills. Yep, bunch of guys that do one thing and they don't do it in the playoffs. But yeah, go ahead. Yep, they do.
They still got Bruce.
Listen, yeah, Brucey B.
Bruce and Patty and all those guys you just named, they still have them. Yep, they do. They sure do.
Millsap, they got Millsap.
It's all the old niggas.
All I can say is
That's all you need. You got KD.
Kyrie is the X factor that you are missing. And we see it in the play. Harden is not going to show up. We know this.
I mean,
so
he's not
going to
count on it right now.
No, yeah, he's not going to give you what Kyrie gives you. So that's the biggest thing, and I think Kyrie knows that. And on top of that, Kyrie stands to lose almost $200 million. So
sickening.
That's crazy.
He's going to get, I fully believe he's going to get the vaccine in play.
Or he's really waiting to see if New York just says, you know that law we passed? Fuck it. It's cool. I think he's waiting for that. Because and maybe pressure from the NBA will have that happen. I doubt it will. Because I mean it is, I saw somebody talking about this. It is somewhat unfair. It is somewhat unfair that Beal can play, but he can't. I'll give you that. It is somewhat unfair, right? But laws are laws. What are we talking about? Fucking laws are laws. And that's a state, local law. So, yeah. I mean maybe they think it'll get lifted. I think he's just doing this shit to prove a point, and he's going to play. But I've been saying that.
It's unfair that they don't pay taxes in certain states and others do. It's unfair that you got to pay taxes twice if you play in Canada. It's what it is.
It's a state law. No one's out there being like, well, why do they get to be paid more or pay less taxes here? No, I mean, no one else campaigns on that shit. So why? I mean, and that's what I'm talking about with Kyrie. And then I don't know. I feel like he just needs to. I said he should speak. I think he should stop speaking. He should literally have somebody just respond on his behalf. Moving forward.
Well, he tries to, but then nobody believes what they're saying. So then he has to
release a statement. Release a statement and then pull the beast mode. Release a statement.
He was going to retire. He was going to retire when he did that.
Well, then your PR person sucks. If you can't get a message, if you can't do what the team's doing, draft a press release and get it out to the right people, then what are you doing? You have social media. You can literally post that shit on social media and say, refer to my social media post. This is not hard. That's why I'm not giving him a pass on this shit. I'm just not. I'm not. Just either get this shit or don't get this shit. But if you don't get this shit, you see, this is another thing. Did you guys see what Kareem said?
No, what did he say?
Yeah, he did a little interview. Did a little interview with
CNN. Yeah.
CNN, yeah.
I love when guys talk about athletes, using their voice and speaking truth to power and all this other bullshit. Because there are guys who exist that did this, right? Kareem was a voice. He did stand up against the establishment. Russell did this, right? They understand what that really looks like. And then you hear them talking to people like, no, he's an asshole. So why don't you get this praise for being this super deep guy that just cares so? That's why I'm not giving him a pass. If Kareem said he's a bad teammate, which is what he said, Kareem said, yo, you're your choice is your choice, but if you're endangering somebody else, that's a problem, right? That's how he believes. And he said, you're a bad teammate. You know, I think it's a bad look. So Kareem said it. That's how I feel. Because
I thought
Kareem
it was
lived through
kind of
that
crazy
shit.
though. Like they randomly brought up LeBron in that, and they're like, that was kind of weird to me. Like, why do you feel like you have to mention Bron here?
I mean, why do we mention LeBron? He's the face of the league until he leaves. So I mean,
It is kind of annoying though. He has nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it.
Clutch media.
On
that's also
CNN.
true. Oh, if they can get the hooks in the ESPN, they can definitely get the hooks in the CNN. Let's just keep it a buck. The clutch machine runs deep. LeBron's a billionaire, okay? He can get shit done. And that's actually praise to him. He's fucking powerful man in sports and media. That's what the fuck he is.
And people don't talk like LeBron was hesitant about the vaccine.
That's facts.
And didn't speak up about nothing else. I think it's everyone's choice. Everyone has, it's your body, you're right. And I'm like, I just think that's weird too. Is it though? You play a game, you're told where to go, you're told when to work out, you're told when to travel. You're told a lot of things in general. But this bothers you? I don't know.
Hey man, according to the word, they also told Kyrie a lot of things that they didn't follow through on.
Which I would love to know what they told him. Because that was something else that came out. He was like, well, I was made certain assurances. They can't knowingly let you break the law, dumbass. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, listen to what this shit I was given certain assurances that, they can't predict the fucking law. Like, I don't. Whatever. I keep saying he's a good guy. He cares, and he just I feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for him at all. I've been saying that shit. He's a dumbass. He's a fucking dumbass.
Yeah, I'm not going that far. But I do know that I do believe that he thought he was under the impression that he did not have to get it. Mm-hmm. And the NBA was on that. They switched up on him.
I don't believe they switched up on him. I think they told him, yo, as of right now, we don't have a policy in place as far as the team or the league, which was factual. They cannot account for the goddamn government in which they operate. But the fact that he also phrased it like that is stupid.
But he also mentioned, he's like, I was told there's going to be exemptions that were given.
I think you should also understand that exemptions are not guarantees, and also understand that exemptions for things like that are typically given in the most extreme of situations and cases. Again, if somebody gave him an assurance, okay, that's fine. But he also assured he was staying in Boston. Shit happens. Fuck you, don't play.
Who would want to stay there?
No self-respecting man that I know, but that's a whole nother story. Sorry, not sorry, Boston. Fucking, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, man. At some point, this is just on Kyrie. And you know what? One thing, and I'll leave this alone. Stephen A. said something too. And again, Stephen A. hate him or love him, fair. Fair is fair, right? But he said, yo, there's always something with Kyrie. And you know what? He's kind of right. It's always something with Kyrie that keeps him from playing ball. Always. I kind of agree. At least a little bit. At least a little bit of me agrees.
It's Stephen A., so I just can't agree with him.
I'm not gonna dismiss. I'm not gonna dismiss it because of that.
I know where Stephen A. is coming from. He's gonna come from. He's come from the. I'm not getting into it, but.
No.
He's about to throw the pause with Jay Williams.
Yeah, but it's just like the thing is with Stephen A. because all last week it's like I'm just going to attack Kyrie every day. But the thing is, he only attacks Black players like that. Half the NFL ain't vaccinated. He ain't saying anything. He has no problem. You know, and then even today, who you want to set the sights on? Lamar Jackson. He's like, Lamar Jackson MVP. I'm not sold yet. But like,
He's more yards than half of the NFL.
Lamar Jackson's playing like the best player in the league right now. He's elite. I'm not sold yet. Like he does stuff like that. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers, he's a bad man. Like, you know, that's why I can't ride with him, because like it's almost like he's almost had this hate for Kyrie since he left LeBron.
Okay. Him not being sold on Lamar Jackson is not enough for me. Does he attack black
I'm
players?
just saying, like, but it was just like in general. Like, would he be like? He didn't say this about Josh Allen. Like, you know, it's a pattern of what he does. So
I mean,
like Cole Beasley was the same way like Kyrie was.
Yeah, he was. I remember thinking that as a Bills fan. I remember thinking like, man, fuck him. Like, but I think here's the difference though. Number one, is he going to talk about a lot of black players? Yes, they primarily talk about basketball and football, which is 90%, and then like 65, 70% black. So just by sheer numbers, that's going to happen. Number one. Number two, if it was at a point, you said Beasley was the same wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, he's catching touchdowns. It's not stopping him from playing. And that's why I think it's different. Kyrie is literally saying, and Kyrie's not even anti-vax. He's just anti-mandate for vaccination or anti-losing your job because of mandate for vaccination. So pretty much get the fuck off Twitter and go ball is how it sounds to me. I don't. What's your stance?
I
it doesn't make sense.
But the thing is, why I can't ride with Stephen A on it is because we just know, like, it's like if it was Tom Brady, he would not have attacked him like that. He wouldn't have been calling him stupid. He wouldn't have been like attacking his manhood or character. He wouldn't have been doing any of that. Matter of fact, even better example, he didn't have any smoke for John Gruden last week.
No.
He went at Kyrie more than John Gruden last week. And John Gruden, what did he say about John Gruden? Oh, well, I'm not going to attack. I'm not going to say this is part of his character. I'm not going to attack the man's character. What you mean?
It was a big story. They did talk about it. He talked about the cover from the owner of the Raiders and how he kind of didn't step up to the plate and really condemn the actions. I think you got to, I mean, in this, I'm not even a Stephen A. sympathizer. I think this is a lot of dumb shit. But he's on a show where he's meant to be adversarial. He's on a show that talks about all the hot topics. He's supposed to give you the hot take. And he's going to also talk about something they want him to talk about. Of course, he's not going to attack Tom Brady. You mean the station that's Bristol, Connecticut? Yeah, you're not going to fucking attack Tom Brady. Of course he's not. Of course he's not. We know he's not going to. But we know the head. We know he's not going to do that. They're going to let the black folks get on the black folks the hardest, which is how it always is on any station, anywhere. You go to Fox News, you go to CNN. If it's a black person being criticized, you can bet your bottom dollar the person who is leading the charge is a brother or a sister. Every time, because it lets everybody else be like, "Oh, see, I'm not that bad. She getting on him more than that." It's a part of the formula. I'm not surprised by that. And he gets paid more than anybody to do it. So you know what? Grain of salt. That's all I'm gonna say. I expect him to be a talking head that shits on people of color. Why? Because he gets paid to do. Like Kyrie gets paid to play a goddamn game, and he don't want to play. That's all I got. Just that's why I come back.
Hey, well, I mean, he's going to sign it. I think he's going to take it. He's going to take it.
He's going to take that shit.
He's going to take it. Ain't nobody going to be sitting there like, yo, that's 200 million. Like, dude.
Or do you do this? Do you trade him? Here we go. Trade him for Bradley Beal.
No.
I would in a heartbeat.
You
got the same problem.
The same problem, yeah.
That's why we great TV. I want to see that shit. Somebody gonna have to.
No.
Somebody gonna have to fold. If Bill got more to lose, like that's why I'm saying. I want to see that.
And if you trade me to the Wizards, I am returning. Nope, not playing. Nope. I'll be like Ben Simmons. I'm going to show up to practice with my phone in my pocket.
Waiting for a call.
Total disrespect.
Oh man, I can't wait.
He ain't shooting anyway.
Right? Yeah, you're right. Phone ain't coming out of his pocket.
So we're still on that board. We still think you still think Kyrie is going to sign at some point.
Oh, you damn right he is. Like,
okay.
So his dad is going to say like, yo, listen, you get off your high horse, nigga. We got you made the point that you wanted to make.
But
now you gotta play.
What I don't understand is this is my last point on it. If he's going to just get it at some point anyway, doesn't that make all of this shit just unnecessary and kind of like you're just doing it to do it now? Doesn't that ruin the point? Like could you imagine? Let's go back to the famous, like the Ali shit, right? Could you imagine if he just says fuck it and does it? The entire point is lost, right? Or Cap stops. I am not saying Kaepernick is Ali. Not even fucking close at all. We're talking about pinnacle of your sport, and you said no. That was not Kaepernick. They're not the same man, not the same principles. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying, because that's a recent thing that happened. If you don't see it through, to me, and this is where I think Stephen A. made sense. He was saying there's always something. So if he equated it to like going in the courtroom. If you go in the courtroom and it's a charge of, theft, and you have known charges against you for theft, the judge is going to treat you with a different level than somebody who's a first-time offender. First-time versus repeat offender. This is where I'm saying with Kyrie, when there's always something going on with you, and it ends up being just like, all right, fuck it, I'm going to just do it anyway. Like, it just feels like, what was your point if you're going to just let it go in a month anyway? That doesn't make y'all think, man, like, this is bullshit. Like, if you're going to do it, then do it.
You know what, though?
$200 million is a pretty big incentive.
Yeah.
But you knew that off rip, though. You can't just refuse, but you knew that off rip. You knew off rip the problem that's going to come from this. You know that.
So the Melo had an interview where he said Stern put him in the office and gave him some words. Right. I think, I'm not saying Kyrie is on that level, but I feel like this is like an example where the commissioner has to be like, yo, bro.
Right. And that is a great point, because Adam Silver is definitely like, he lets the nut jobs run the asylum. Like he's the guy that like he doesn't have an iron fist. And it's one thing to let the players be free and open, but sometimes you just gotta lay the hammer down and be like, yo, like we tired of your games. Or we're tired of you, like, you're gonna play or you're not gonna play. But you can't be a headache to every franchise you go to. Even though he's normally standing up for something, it's like you gotta at least plan it. You gotta start planning it better. Or you gotta start having some type of calculated way of doing things. You just can't keep acting on whatever emotion that you got going at that time.
Right. Like, let me know. Like, if you're gonna do this, like, give me a heads up.
So we can plan accordingly, like we do for LeBron.
Here we go.
I mean,
I walked into that.
I mean, he's a big enough star. I would assume they're gonna move mountains to make you look a certain way. You play in a hot market, a team that you're trying to revitalizing a franchise and a fan base. You're the favorites this year. They want to see, they want to see Kyrie versus Bron. They want to see the Nets versus the Lakers. That's what they want. They will make things work in your favor, and the machine will work for you. But he'll just show one day and be like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this, and that just be the end
and-
of it. And it'd be like, I don't
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, they'll adjust whatever they need to adjust or whatever it is, but they got to talk to them. Because the other thing about the NBA, even though people are like, yo, the NBA will move on, all this stuff. Yeah, but right now, outside of Steph, Kyrie's probably the biggest show in basketball as far as what people want to watch. People love watching Kyrie play because he puts on a show.
He does. He's a
So
showman with amazing
he,
talent. I'll give him that
right,
every time.
he puts on a show. So like you costing the NBA money because people want to see you play. So that's when like you were saying like David Stern. I mean not David Stern. Adam Silver need to come in like yo. We get what you're trying to do, but we're gonna have to fix this, and we got to fix your whole approach to everything.
Do you think that's even a thing that can happen now? Do you think if Silver comes in and says, in so many words, yo, knock it the fuck off. We hear you. Let's work with somebody to get you like a way to help people who have like lost their job. Like we said we said it like last week. Yo, let's make it fun. Let's start some kind of like foundation to help people, show that you care. You've made your fucking point. Get the fucking shot. Get in the fucking gym, dude.
Right.
This is why you have the platform. This is why.
Yeah,
Because you play ball. You want to keep the platform? That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, once it was clear he wasn't anti-vax, I'm like, now I'm kind of like, yo, what's up, man?
Yeah, like, cause now it's like now you just standing on, like I get what you standing on, but you made your point now. So go play. Go play. Like, you love the game, like you said, you don't want to retire, like you said, go play because now you're standing on something. I mean, you made your point. And people know that you're willing to lose money for it. But don't lose money for it.
Right. It's like you can keep your money and still help people, right?
Right. Start a fund, you know what I mean? Do something else. Just like last year when you took that week off and you had the people around you had to tell you, like, yo, we can handle all this stuff for you. Just tell us what you want to do and we will do it. You can go play. You don't have to stop and be so hands-on with everything. You don't have to be like he was spotted by, playing flag football with kids, like this weekend. You know what I mean? Like, go hoop.
Maybe that's what his plan. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why the team is cool. Maybe they're just like, you know what? Yeah, we know what it is. He's gonna come back around. He'll let it go for a week or two, maybe a month, and he'll be back. Maybe they know. I would think if no one knows KD, if anyone knows KD knows his bestie, he'll know.
Could you imagine though? Like, can you imagine in like a million years that like you'd be here like Kyrie's the problem child of the NBA? Kyrie.
I mean, no, but when you start being woke and
being too woke,
then